Cholera outbreak death toll hits 54 as Katsina State records 118 suspected cases. Over 30 persons still trapped 3 weeks after Niger mining pit collapse. Again, President Tinubu seeks implementation extension of the 2023 Appropriation Act with a supplementary budget. On the foreign scene, Kenya police fire rubber bullets, tear gas at protesters after President Ruto urges talks. We'll begin with the latest on the cholera outbreak as the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention has reported a surge in cholera cases and associated deaths across 32 states of the Federation and 115 local council areas in this country. According to the Deputy Director of Surveillance at the NCDC and National Incident Manager Muntari Hassan, the total number of fatalities has risen to 54, with 1,576 suspected cases documented since the beginning of the year. As of June 24, 2024, the NCDC has reported 53 deaths and 1,528 suspected cases of cholera across 31 states and 107 local government areas, with a case fatality rate of 3.5%. The NCDC said it continues to monitor the situation and has activated a multi-sectoral National Cholera Emergency Operations Center to coordinate the response to the outbreak. The agency also says it was working closely with state governments, healthcare workers, and other stakeholders to ensure a rapid and effective response to the outbreak. It advised the public to take precautionary measures to help prevent the spread of the outbreak while boiling and storing water in a clean and safe container before consuming. Staying with that development in Katsina State, it has recorded 118 suspected cases of cholera. Speaking at a press conference on Wednesday, the incident manager and director of epidemiology at the State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Kabir Suleiman, says the state has activated incident management system to contain the disease outbreak. Now, he also says that it is fully prepared to prevent its spread and other vaccine preventable outbreaks in Katsina State. According to him, the state government has embarked on building about 102 healthcare facilities across the local government areas and is already looking at other interventions such as improvement in wash facilities, solarization and rehabilitation of boreholes in many local council areas in the state. He also says the Katsina State government has also designated 34 comprehensive health centers with cholera treatment units and centers for admission of cholera cases. Global Task Force for Cholera Control shows that Katsina State has 10 of its local government areas termed at high risk, with Funtua, Jibia and Bazari local governments topping the list. In other news, more than 3 weeks after a mining pit collapse in Galkogo, Shiroro local government area of Niger State, over 30 miners have remained trapped. All government agencies, including the police, claim that 20 persons were trapped and 6 had been rescued. Families and locals insist that 50 individuals remain trapped. They said the 6 people who were rescued as claimed by the government officials but managed to escape before the pit fully caved in. Reports say that the recovery effort has resumed but is being done manually. Families of the victims have expressed their frustration over the slow progress and lack of government's involvement in the rescue efforts. Laborers were working inside the 400-meter deep pit owned by African Minerals and Logistics Limited when it caved in back in on June 3rd after a heavy rainfall the previous day. To Kano now, where in a twist to the Emirate tussle, traditional and official flag have been hoisted on Thursday at the Nasara Mini Palace, where the 15th Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero, is currently occupying. Now, the flag, which stands as a symbol of authority, signifies the presence of an emir once raised. It is often raised every day by 6 a.m. and taken down by 6 p.m. and remains down when the emir is officially out of the palace. Now, it was observed that the flag was set for hoisting since Wednesday morning when the iron rod was installed, but the flag was brought later in the evening and it was raised by 6 a.m. on Thursday morning, according to videos making rounds on social media. The two embattled emirs, Ado Bayero and Muhammad Sanusi II, continued to occupy the two palaces, laying claim to the Kano Emirate throne. As the proposed traditional institution law controversy rages in Sokoto State, the state's High Court has issued an order restraining Governor Ahmed Aliyu from sacking 2 of the 15 district heads his government had earlier removed from office. The order was sought separately by Buhari Tambuwal and Abubakar Kasim, the district heads of Tambuwal and Kebbi respectively, who are among the rulers removed by the Sokoto State government on the allegation of insubordination and aiding insecurity in Sokoto State. The presiding judge, Justice Kabir Ibrahim Ahmed, however, ordered the governor, his attorney general and the Sokoto Sultanate Council to revert to the status quo pending the determination of the suit filed before him by the complainants, who were represented by Professor Ibrahim Abdullahi, a senior advocate of Nigeria. The development is coming as the state government bill for the amendment of the local government law affecting the appointment of district heads and village heads to confer the government with exclusive power to appoint traditional rulers in the state. Now, the Nigeria Education Loan Fund has approved the disbursement of federal government-backed student loans. In a statement published on its X platform on Thursday, the directive was given following its inaugural board meeting in Abuja on Wednesday. A statement signed by its head of media and public relations, Nasir Aitogo, says the meeting marked a significant milestone in the organization's commitment to empowering students through financial support. The inaugural meeting also set the stage for future initiatives aimed at enhancing educational opportunities and providing comprehensive support to students across various disciplines. Development comes days after reports that NEL Fund announced a 14-day postponement of the application process for student loans for state institutions due to low data submissions. Aitogo on Tuesday says the decision was necessitated by the failure of several state-owned institutions to upload the required student data as well as fee information to the NEL Fund student verification system. President Tinubu had on April this year signed the Student Loans Act Bill of 2024 into law. Staying with developments in the federal capital, the president has asked the Nigerian Senate to further extend the implementation period for the capital component of the 21.83 trillion naira 2023 budget and the 2.17 trillion naira 2023 supplementary budget from June 30th to December 31st, 2024. Now, this was revealed on Thursday as President of the Nigerian Senate, Godswill Akpabio, chaired the plenary at the resumption of a new legislative session. The Senate President said the requests would be deliberated in a committee of the whole after they reconvene from a closed-door session. This is the third time the President is extending the implementation period of the capital component of the budget as well as the supplementary budget passed in November last year. The Senate had also observed a minute's silence in honor of the late Deputy Controller of the Nigeria Customs, Etop Essien, who passed on Tuesday at the National Assembly while answering questions from members of the House of Representatives Committee on Public Account. To security matters now, bandits have abducted 4 persons in Yentumaki town of Damusa local government area of Katsina State on Wednesday night. The bandits arrived at the town while residents were performing their Isha prayer late in the evening. On arrival, the bandits divided themselves into different groups, strategically covering all directions, shooting sporadically before attacking residents of the community. Though no life was lost, according to eyewitnesses, It was a well-coordinated attack by the bandits who came in large number and strategically carried out their heinous acts. As at 10 p.m. on Wednesday night, the entire community was deserted, with many business operators living behind their shops open, while calling on the authorities concerned to take proactive measures in protecting lives and properties in the area. Security operatives are yet to confirm this development. Elsewhere, the Isieke Police Division in Ebonyi State, in Ebonyi local government area of Ebonyi State, came under heavy attack by unknown gunmen on Wednesday night. During the gun duel, 5 of the unknown gunmen were reportedly killed by the police. It was learned that the incident reportedly started at around 9:30 p.m. with heavy gunshots forcing residents into hiding. One of the eyewitnesses who spoke to newsmen says the gunmen arrived at the police station with 2 cars and started shooting sporadically. He said the gunmen engaged in a gun duel with police officers on duty at the entrance of the station for over 30 minutes before other security operatives provided reinforcement. Meanwhile, a viral video shows some of the suspected hoodlums shot dead and vehicles belonging to the Nigeria police set ablaze during the gun duel. The police is yet to provide an official statement on the reported attack.
What's that like? What's that like? Oh.
Now, the Minister of Women Affairs, Uju Kennedy, has declared her commitment to tackle fraud within the donor-funded programs in the country aimed at supporting women's welfare. The minister, who made the declaration when representatives of Media Trust Group visited the ministry, highlighted the growing concern over the misuse of funds intended to uplift and empower women across the country. Here's the report.
During the costly visit led by the Editor-in-Chief Digital of Media Trust Group, Naziru Mikhail, Minister Uju expressed her determination to identify and take legal action against individuals and organizations that disguise themselves as donors but divert the funds meant for women's affairs for personal gain. The Media Trust Group team commended the minister's effort in addressing this critical issue and pledged their support in promoting awareness and ensuring public accountability.
And we have been partnering with different government agencies and ministries and also the private sector to see how we can contribute our own quota to the development of our nation. And we saw in what you were doing and the need to also help the ministry so that it can, some of the work can actually be done more effectively. Because whatever you're doing, especially this kind of when we're trying to change a narrative, it requires it has a special communication needs for that, because development communication is key.
Minister Uju also outlined plans for a comprehensive review of all donor-funded programs under our ministry in order to establish stricter monitoring mechanism and foster great collaboration with legitimate donor organizations.
So most times I go anywhere, there must be my own there that has been touched. Now, if you look around in Nigeria, women are the poorest. It's not supposed to be so. We work very hard. You people are lacking food today because women are not encouraged. Any money, there's no NGO. I am saying it openly, live. There is no NGO, CSO, every penny that comes into this country through donors, there must be issue of women and children before they release that fund. Ask around. Then where does those funds, where do they go to? What happens to them that women are getting poorer and poorer by the day? What happens? Then those that are writing, because the people I'm after right now are those that are applying for those donors to donate money, and those that are applying for loans. Why should you look at your country, you see there's poverty, people are dying. Women, when a woman is dying, her children are already dead. You should know that. Because it's a woman that takes care of homes. The people I'm targeting, they know themselves. And I'm coming closer to them.
The commitment to eradicating fraud and ensuring the proper use of funds marks a pivotal steps towards enhancing the welfare and empowerment of women nationwide. Habibat Ajayi, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Now, for the fifth time, former Kogi State Governor Yaya Bello on Thursday failed to appear before the Federal High Court in Abuja for his arraignment in the 82 billion naira fraud case brought against him by the federal government. Now, the former governor instead applied to the Chief Judge of the court, Justice John Zoho, to transfer his trial to Lokoja, the Kogi State capital. During Thursday's proceedings, Bello's counsel, Adeola Adedikpe, SAN, informed Justice Emeka Nwite that his client has written to the Chief Judge requesting the trial be moved to Lokoja. He stated that the former governor preferred to be arraigned in Lokoja, arguing that the court there has territorial jurisdiction. The prosecution counsel said Bello's lawyer failed to fulfill his commitment made on June 13 to produce the former governor in court for Thursday's arraignment. He said he is demanding that Bello's lead counsel, Abdul Wahab Mohammed and Adeola Adedipe, both senior advocates, to be tried for contempt for misleading the court. The quest for easy money and an effort to survive the present economic hardship in the country has forced some Nigerian youths into engaging in illicit acts to make ends meet. In Benue State, for instance, many believe have been pushed to engage in underage girls and boys into commercializing their bodies for work as well as earning a living. Jimmy Azande in this report takes a look at the growing cases of parents who are concerned about ritual killings in Benue State due to the current economic situation.
Rebranded as hookup, the curse for material things is highlighted as a major reason many go into the business.
We find it difficult to say exactly what could be the problem, because one, for you to say is poverty, you see the children of the rich going into this same behavior, and you begin to wonder whether theirs too is the degree of poverty.
The parents are also blamed for failing in their parental roles.
Youths between the ages of 16 and 17 indulge in prostitution for reasons, sometimes because you see they are grown in homes where the parents don't care about what they go out there and do, and so they could do anything. The parents don't hold them tight, and so that could be one of the reasons parents don't hold them tight. And again, sometimes because they need to get this and that, they see a friend look nice, and so they want to be nice too.
Some say the society is demanding too much from the young folks, which is why many resort to everything necessary to earn money.
And the society too is encouraging. If you go to the university, the lecturers are demanding money from this student, and they have to go into prostitution to get money to come and pay in order to pass exam. If you go to the church, the church is money, and without money, you are as good as nobody in the church. And it's making the youth to dance according to the tune of the present drum.
To minimize the menace, residents are saying the government can play a vital role.
The government itself does not even set up a standard. So they felt these things are okay. I felt we should go back to our various cultural values and revive it to a standard that our youth should start going back to them over it.
Either way, the risk associated with the business leaves much to be desired, as these young folks have continued to fall prey to vicious ritualists in recent times who kill and harvest body parts. Jimmy Azande, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
In other news, the Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, says investigation is underway into the alleged breach of data of Nigerians domiciled at the National Identity Management Commission. In a post on X on Wednesday, the minister said the NIMC and the National Data Protection Commission have commenced a probe into the matter. Paradigm Initiative, a pan-African social enterprise, had on Thursday raised an alarm over its discovery of the sale of national identification numbers, verification numbers, and other personal data of Nigerians on a website for as low as 100 naira. The organization claimed the website, known as anyverify.com.ng, was found to be involved in the commercial distribution of personal and private data of millions of Nigerians. The NIMC spokesperson Kaide Adegoke on Sunday subsequently assured Nigerians that their data weren't compromised. Let's talk business now. The Central Bank of Nigeria has stopped the foreign exchange price verification system for importers. The CBN disclosed this in a statement signed by its acting director of Trade and Exchange Department, Kanya, on Wednesday. According to the bank, importers no longer need PVS as a requirement for the completion of Form M with effect from July 1st, 2024. The CBN had launched the PVS portal in August last year, and amid the foreign exchange crisis in the country. The development comes as the naira closed flat at 1,583 kobo against the dollar on Wednesday. Two developments on the international scene. Kenyan police have fired tear gas to disperse groups of protesters who have started gathering in the capital, Nairobi. There has been heavy deployment of security forces, including the military, and roads are blockaded around key buildings in the capital ahead of more protests. This comes 2 days after 22 persons were reportedly killed in protests against tax hikes, which saw part of parliament set ablaze. The next day, President William Ruto bowed to pressure and said he would withdraw the finance bill containing the unpopular tax proposals. The demonstrators had vowed to gather again in the city center to mourn those who were killed, while some have been demanding the president's resignation. Some also vowed to march to the president's official residence, the State House. Other prominent persons linked to the protests have been warning against this because of the risk of further violence across Kenya. Let's talk sports now. The 2024-2025 Nigeria Premier League football season is set to kick off on Saturday, August 31st, 2024. The NPFL chairman, Benga Alegbele, announced this date on the body's Facebook page. The 2023-2024 season ended last weekend with Rangers winning the title. The Flying Antelopes went home with a giant trophy and the sum of 150 million naira for emerging second and third positions.